Here's some random insecurities that I grew up with because of K-pop. Number one is my skin tone. And beauty standards are to be extremely pale as you can be, okay? Obviously, I am not super pale. I'm not considered like deep toned either. Asia, it's a thing to be really pale because historically, if you were pale, that means you didn't work outside, which means you were wealthy. All these K-pop idols are either made up to be super pale with makeup or they're whitewashed in their photos. And that was beauty standards. So I grew up feeling like my skin tone was not pretty. I don't really care about it as much today, but I feel like sometimes when I go back to Asia, my relatives are still like, oh my gosh, you're so tan. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. It's genetics. What am I gonna do? Number two is having a deeper voice for a female. I think back then, like, the thing was to be like very cutesy, and I feel like in Asia it is a thing to be very cutesy and innocent. So I felt like having like a deeper pitched voice just made me like very masculine. Nowadays, like, I just feel like my voice is normal. I can make it go higher, I can make it go deeper. Like, it doesn't really matter. Number three is something I struggle a lot with still. That is having a low nose bridge. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this. K-pop idols do get surgery, and one of them is a rhinoplasty to make your nose look more defined. There may be a handful of them that haven't touched their face, but most definitely a lot of the idols in the industry have gotten a procedure done. So I grew up seeing a lot of like, you know, more like tall nose bridges, like more defined tips and everything. And it just like made me feel bad about my own nose because I was like, oh, mine doesn't look like that, so I'm not as pretty as them. And they're setting the beauty standard in Asia, so when you're younger, like, you want to look like them. I do like my nose, but I feel like I still struggle a lot with wanting a rhinoplasty. Part of me just wants to go ahead and do it, and then the other part of me is like, I don't want to risk like not looking the same or like going through it and regretting it. Also, like, don't really have the money for it right now, but if I did, I don't know, maybe I would, not gonna lie.